This is the recommendation of the coroner's inquest, that criminal proceedings should be taken against those police officers who are involved. But 2 weeks today, we did not hear anything from the government in regards to their stand in this issue. We are therefore left with no choice but to present our demands clearly and publicly for everybody to know, including the government. Okay. Number one, immediate acknowledgement and apology from the Inspector General of Police to the family of Omar Badjie and the community of Mandinaring, and the Gambia government too should apologize to the family of Omar Badjie and the community of Mandinaring. Okay, so this demand is necessary because the institution that first issued a false account of Omar deaths, that is the Gambia Police Force, must now take responsibility as a respectable institution. If you give a report, or if you give a report which is false, and giving false report even in our laws is a criminal offense, you can be arrested for that. So you as the custodian of that law, you yourself gave false report to Gambians. Come back and rectify that report, okay? The Gambia Police Force must take responsibility for correcting that narrative. And acknowledgement is not just a formality. It is an official recognition of wrongdoing. An apology to the family and the community is essential in restoring a minimum level of trust and dignity. Without this, I repeat, without this, the pain of the family remains dismissed, and the public is left without assurance that the truth is respected with the police institution. And the public is left without assurance that the truth is respected within the police institution. Furthermore, such an acknowledgement serves as an institutional record that the initial account given to the public was incorrect. If you give the public what is incorrect, come on, you should have that courage as an institution. Come back to the public and tell them, look, the initial report I gave you people is wrong, this is incorrect. The public will in fact respect you for that. Okay? Okay, it helps to prevent the normalization of misinformation. Let me repeat that. The Gambia Police Force coming out to rectify the false information they gave to the public. Okay? It will help to prevent the normalization of misinformation from the authorities and reinforce that public communication must be grounded in truth. It is also a necessary step in beginning and meaningful process of reconciliation between the people and the community of Mandinaring, whose trust has been severely damaged by both the incidents and the events that follow. Moreover, the government as the highest authority responsible for the protection of its citizens. Okay? For the protection of its citizens cannot remain silent. No serious government can remain silent after such a report has been issued. What this shows us that the government don't care. Even their own institution, even the report their own coroner gave, and what the Chief Justice gave, they don't care. That shows us that they don't even respect our institution. All right? This apology is important because the event that followed Omar's death, including the handling of the situation and the suffering of the community, fall under state responsibility. An apology would demonstrate recognition of the harm caused and affirm that the government stands with justice, not with silence. In addition, the government's earlier engagement with the family and the community, including visit by its delegation and the assurances given at the Ministry of Interior, places a further obligation on it to respond to the final outcome of the inquest. An apology will not only acknowledge the loss of life, but also the pain caused by the use of the force against grieving citizens, the arrest and the treatment of youths during that period. It is a step forward restoring confidence in governance and showing that the state does not distance itself from the consequences of actions carried out under its authority. Number two, this is a direct Okay, immediate prosecution of the officers involved as recommended in the coroner's inquest. This is what the coroner inquest demanded. The officers involved, they should be prosecuted. All right? This is a direct call for the implementation of the law based on the findings of the inquest. The recommendation for prosecution is not optional. I repeat, it is not optional. All right? It is a legal step that must be taken to ensure accountability. Without prosecution, the entire inquest process loses its meaning. Justice cannot exist where findings are ignored. These findings are never going to be ignored. Wallahi, no matter what happens, we're going to put our life on the line for these findings to be implemented. We are ready. I, for one, am ready for anything for this cause. These findings are not going to be ignored. So if they know what is good for them, if they want to maintain the peace of this country, we are not violent people. And we are not doing this to intimidate anybody or to put the security of the state at risk. No, we are just trying to reinforce what the law has already been said. This is a recommendation from the Chief Justice Office, so it has to be implemented. Okay? Prosecution ensure that those found responsible are subjected to due process and that the rule of law is upheld. More importantly, prosecution sends a clear message to that no individual is above the law. All right? No individual is above the law, regardless of their position or uniform. It helps to deter further misconduct. It helps to deter future misconduct and reassure the public that legal processes are not merely symbolic. It also honors the time, effort, and credibility of the inquest proceedings by ensuring that its conclusion lead to tangible outcomes rather than being left unimplemented. All right? Number 3, immediate dismissal of the officers involved. Officers implicated in such a serious violation cannot continue to serve in position of authority while facing findings of this nature. Their continued presence within the force undermine public confidence and raise concern about institutional integrity. Dismissal is necessary to demonstrate that such actions are not tolerated and that the police force is committed to upholding discipline and accountability within its ranks. Additionally, allowing such officers to remain in service risks further eroding the already fragile relationship between law enforcement and the community of Mandinari. It creates fear among citizens and discourages cooperation with the police. Immediate dismissal is therefore not only a matter of internal discipline, but also a necessary step in protecting public confidence, maintaining order, and ensuring that the value expected of law enforcement officers are upheld without compromise. Now, these demands are to be met. The demands I've just mentioned, they are to be met in 7 days from today. Let me repeat that. These demands I've just mentioned, they are supposed to be met in 7 days by the government and the Gambia Police Force. From today, we want to make it clear that these demands are based entirely on the findings and recommendations of the coroner's inquest. We are not asking for anything outside of the law. Anything we are asking is within the law. We are asking for the implementation of what has already been established through due process. Come on. It does not need a rocket science to implement this. We also want to make it clear that what happened on the 26th and the 27th of September 2025, including the use of force against unarmed civilians, the tear gassing of a grieving community, the arrest of 19 youths, and the beating that occurred during those arrests remain part of this matter and cannot be ignored. We will continue to follow up this issue until there is clear response and visible action. All these demands are ought to be met within the stated time frame, which is 7 days from now. If not, I repeat, if not, we will take every means to get it done. We cannot end this briefing without thanking the Central Committee of Gambian Against Looted Asset, known as GALA, for their continued support to the family and the community of Mandinari at large. We are grateful, and may this relationship continue to prosper in good. Finally, to Omar, to Omar Badjie, the late Omar Badjie. We are not there yet, but surely, inshallah, justice will call your name one day. Thank you all. Now, if you have any question, yes, you can ask.
Yes, my name is Binta Esjao from Vessel Media. You mentioned that you are giving them 7 days.
Yes.
After the 7 days, if they don't do anything, you make sure you do everything to get it.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, after the 7 days period, we will come back here to the village and consult with my community. All right? And believe you in me. I repeat, believe you in me. If they don't act, what is going to happen? They will never like it. This village is I call it our state of homage. We can stop people coming in this village. We can stop people from going out. We can do that. It's not a threat. But I'm telling the government to do the needful, to act on this report. That's what I mean by that. Hope your question is answered.
Thank you.
Yes? Any other question?
Yeah, my name is Shirip from Civil Press. Since after the inquest went out and then the government said we went to, from that duration up to now, were there any instances where government officials try to contact you guys to talk to you?
Never. Never. It never happened. That shows us how they take Gambians' life. This is a Gambian who lost his life. Even one life is important. Since that report came out, nobody consulted us from the government level, no senior official, and at the Ministry of Interior there, they have my contact. They have my contact, but nobody reached out. So to me, basically, it just shows me that they don't care. They don't care about Omar's life, but we do as a community, and we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that justice is served.
Yeah, so you wanted to take action against the state, should in case they fail to act on the coroner's inquest recommendations, right? What are the options in place that you wanted to follow? Whether to go in for a lawsuit or to go on the street like you did before?
We have so many options on our table. And the legal aspect, I'm not going to talk about that. We have to consult with our lawyer. He was supposed to be in this press briefing, but due to one or two things, he couldn't make it. All right? But all I can assure you that we have so many options on our table to make sure that justice is served. Yes, I can definitely assure you that.
Yeah, I think not I say man ga kan to say do man highlight je ko mi ngi ni ga ko sono be na be important la because mo jamal le be jube ro la nyin tembola dol bi je mi alon ko be mi fokante ni mamoy comme Omar Badjie me alon ko e tumiro ke no police la ko telle tilimbali akala kiskisiro keta kiskisiro findita ye recommendation o ke ko mil benum ko nyum kono nyanta ke kitindile alia fo ko albe step tala ko so step ñaadi lebe ja lefta mentala follow fula ñango wolem komen biring ni recommendation o findita government ya findini fangol ya itande ko Omar la fa ay connection o sotole ningi li paro men kala no fo man sakunda to mo futatal mala no ida kanaja fo jang family ma wala ka kolke ka ni ku ay itande ko même findita to nyalem pour kal bolo sey.
Okay, master la ni la first question on la nga 7 days le di man sakunda pour ñu recommendation o ñu même funtita ya respect ya buña recommendation o même fo yake. The second question be min kela ni ma respond nte wo fola ja bon sa min tandila ko wala ñinti option jamal le bembulu milia lonko the community of Mandinaring are ready to take it. Nimman sakundama aksonota. To answer your third question, Kabiri Nyin report or Bondi, I as the youth leader, moment communicate, moment call from the government level, katandin nako okay, ngani report or jele, inshallah nyin nabekela mfana understand. Amanke. So why attending telaleko? Mansakunda man care about a Gambian life, me alonko, a fata mole bulu mil nyantaka protect. Where will it attending tell?
So recommendation on a finto in science my what in Dintale.
2 weeks.
Muna la press conference today.
We were in the time of the decade. The time of the decade. Because Kabiri recommendation of Funtita. Okay, let us give them 1 week or 2. Maybe they are assessing the situation, going through the report to read it here and there. But that one man more than 2-3 days. This is just a one-page recommendation. It should not take the government to assess this and know what is in this. So more than that. But as a community, the discipline and the respect in us, what I think what time frame or deal. But a man can come like man option sort of what I'm doing teatale, what the action tala no can make soko, new recommendation or a mimfo, no, one thing, man jotea. All right? And we will make sure new recommendation or info I implement, inshallah.
Bro, jama sa fo mo sekunda understand ne kana ko nyaaji bi ela fanko ko bojanda ni ka depot ma ko lo la mis oston ka je ko asdo bari sida mo sida pour la plante.
When it comes to that, right now to jabila no wala tin ko we have so many options on the table. No option all alkan alfang batandi fankan nyine nga wala nte wo jabila no
like that's the last question here.
I
mean, I don't think they want to answer what are the next steps, so that should be okay. We don't push that. That is dangerous to ask specific questions, right? So if we
have options, countable ones. But in right now.
Kabi, ñenen ka do be mbulle bari ala yake Umar Bantale so fani nata pour ka al hakke dane ali yam fu police wala falbe sonna
never wonene tekela wo wato tambita laftale yalo mi atina mantara nyin ke kam because of Omar Doro mba ke kan ne it could be me asekeno nyinti asekeno Omar anita fanga asekeno tesi laftale president ye set. A president has to be set. In the history of the Gambia police force, no police officer has been sent to jail for committing murder or manslaughter. So after the president has said, "Put police all longo, they are not above the law. Ibe doku ke kan Gambia dingole. All right? So ika doku ke miye minke joining karo fata. Come on, the list is a minkeno. Mari horom, anna mari e ku ke min mantara luwaye konodola. So, the police all balali, war is out of the question.